Lesson number 45 in the Jazz Violin series. Again, more music mechanics. Now we're going to talk about actually diatonic triads. Now this sounds like, wow, this is getting deep. Do I really need to know this stuff? I get it. I'll make it as simple as possible. Diatonic means, the prefix dia means within, like a diagram is within the idea of a gram, a picture, right? Within, diameter is within the meter, the measurement of a circle, right? And diatonic means within a tonic. And a tonic can't be anything without a key or a scale. It's the first note is the first note of something. It's the first note of a key. So within a key, within a scale. That's what it means. Diatonic and triads would be the 3-note chords we mentioned. So within a scale's triads. So a scale by its nature, if you go every other note from each note, has 7 different possible chords it could make. In the key of D, we keep using this as our friendly, fiddle-friendly key of D. The first triad is there, 1, 3, 5. The second triad would be from the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th. The 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th is the 3rd. The 4th, 6th, and 8th is the 4th. So yes, you can go beyond the octave. So from A, using only notes in D, that's the 5th triad. It's the 6th one, and there's the 7 possible triads. Again, violin is not very good at chords. Now, the thing we need to mention quickly is that each one of these, by their nature and the way they turn out with the half steps and whole steps within a scale, the major scale in this case, they have certain qualities that we mentioned in other videos. They're either major, minor, or diminished. The augmented one doesn't come up in a major key. So we used the key of D as an example. The first one was major. Bright and happy. The second one turns out by nature to be minor because it's a step and a half from the E to the G and two steps to the B. So by nature, just using the notes only from the D major scale, the second chord, starting from the 2nd degree of the scale, turns out to be a minor triad by its nature. The third one is also minor. And you can study much more about this. This is the way it turns out just by nature, using the notes only from the major scale. The third note, the triad built on the 3rd degree, is always going to be minor. The triad built on the 4th degree is always going to be major. Remember earlier I said that a major triad would have 2 whole steps from the first note to the next note. There you go, and a step and a half to the next. The 5th one, major again. It's a very strong sounding one too. It's called dominant. We'll get more into that later. The 6th one, minor again. The 7th one is diminished. Very dark and pulling because it wants to pull us back to the octave or the tonic. So that's the basics of diatonic triads. Just by nature, they turn out to be different qualities. Major, the order is major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. So I'll do that one more time because if you want to write it down, you can, or just memorize it. It'll come in handy later. You don't think a lot about this, but you will need to know it. The 1 chord is major, the 2 chord is minor, the 3 chord is minor, the 4 chord is major, the 5 chord is major, the 6th chord is minor, and the 7th chord is diminished. Now I already mentioned just now that I'm getting into the next video, chord numbers. Here we go. I'll get into that in a second.